Hello, welcome to FountainFX on Wednesday the 17th of September 2014. We're looking at the news to start off with because there's some news coming out on the pound this morning at 10:30, and we can see there's four major pieces of news. Don't know how it's going to go, don't know anything about it, cannot predict it. It's one of those things, but if we quickly flick over to the chart, we can show you principle of news trading. And so here we are, we're looking at the pound against the Australian dollar on the 5-minute chart, and from this morning with the European Open at 8:30 this morning, we can see that despite it showing weakness at this point and price was pushing down, the MACD was pushing down, it's actually rallied, and it's rallied from just above the 1.7940 all the way up to the 180.10. So we are talking a good 60-70 points move. This is prior to the news coming out. So what's this showing? It's showing buy the rumour. So we don't know what the news is, no one has a clue what the news is going to be, but everybody's been buying the pound against the Australian dollar. If we also flick over to another chart, we can see here that the same things happen with the pound against the yen. That this morning with the European Open, price was down here at the 174.50, around about that mark, 174.54, and it's risen all the way up to the 175.08. So a good 50-point move on the pound yen in the same period of time that the pound Aussie has moved around about 60 points. So these are moving, these are great trades. To have taken this morning and run with it, fantastic, no problem at all. Great opportunity to take profit from the pound this morning. So we're going to wait and see what the result of the news is and see how it affects the market, whether or not it then causes the market to sell off because the news has come out. But we shall see. So the one thing to note is that actually the news is due out in a moment, in 5 minutes in fact, and we can see on the pound Australian dollar that the market is starting to sell off. In anticipation for probably bad news, but we shall see. We'll see if what the market actually does, and we'll wait and see what the news says as well. So if we show you at this precise moment, this is 28 minutes past 10. The news has not come out yet. If we click on this, it's refreshing, but it's showing you the news has not yet been released. But if we go and have a quick look at the chart, we can see that on both charts, price is starting to sell off. Especially on the pound Aussie, it's selling off quite rapidly. It's very, very strong downtrend. Break of the uptrend. We're pushing down. We're pushing down to new lows, and the same with the pound yen as well. It's starting to push down. So we can see that there's a reversal trying to take place, but the news still has not come out yet. So we're now waiting for the news to come out. We're refreshing. Let's see what's going on. It's still not come out. And I can tell you now on the charts, the pound is selling off. Oh no, we've now got a pullback up. Positive news, average earnings up. Positive news, big reaction, starting to sell off, but now price is going up on the pound. Let's see what else we get. And that's positive news. That's stayed the same. MPC purchases, come on. Unemployment rate is down 1%. So according to this, all positive for the pound, all positive for the pound. Let's go and have a quick look at the chart. And as we can see, going back to the charts, I've left it for an hour so at least you can see what happened. If we look here on the Japanese yen, big red candlestick but with long wicks top and bottom. That was at the point with which the news came out, so you could see that price had actually started to sell off prior to that. There was a slight move further below that after that, and since then price has just really gone sideways. It's clear indecision, doesn't know whether it wants to go up or down. But you can see that that was the prior move to the news, and just before the news came out the market sold off. So buy the rumour, sell the news. That was very much the case on the pound yen, but the biggest picture or the biggest reaction was on the pound Aussie, where we see price moved from the 179.40 all the way up to the 180.10, so that's a good 70 points move. And it did, as with the pound yen, it started to sell off. This candlestick here with the very long wicks, top and bottom, Same as with the pound yen. That was at the point where the news actually came out. As you can see, it actually sold off quite heavily prior to that, so price was actually down to just above the 179.80, so we'd seen 30 points wiped off the value of the pound against the Australian dollar prior to news coming out, and then it did continue to sell off almost all the way down to the origin of the move this morning. So we saw a nice sell-off from the 180.10 all the way down to the 179.50, so we got a 60-point move there. And then since then, similar to the Japanese yen, price has just gone off sideways. It's because that was the move of the day. That's what everyone was trading for. Now it's called, let's go and have an early lunch, and we'll come back and have a look at the markets once the Americans are awake. So that's really how news works. As again, on both you can see it was buy the rumour, push the price all the way up, and then sell the news, and it then just sold off back to almost where it started from. So that's really it from FountainFX today. Happy trading, and I hope that helps in terms of your trading strategies and the ways in which you plan your trade entries and exits. Thank you very much. Goodbye.